Jason Manford, good morning.
Morning to you.
Do you know, it's lovely to see you.
Nice to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but here we are. And you were, so where were you last night? How was it?
I was Glasgow last night at the arena there. And then, straight to the station on the 11 o'clock. I think it's 11 o'clock, half 11. The sleeper.
Yeah.
Sleeper train.
Is it the sleepless or the sleeper?
I must say I didn't sleep. I had a bunk bed, which was weird.
But I always thought, because I did the Orient Express once, which was very nice.
Yeah, I bet.
And I did think that it was quite gentle. It was kind of rocking. Did it not rock you to sleep?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. But I don't know. Just didn't. Maybe I was just excited about seeing you.
Yeah, at last.
That's what
this is what I want. So tell us about the nature. Tell us about the tour. What's happening?
Do you know what? It's been really fun to put together actually, because every time you finish a tour, you love it, and you've got it to the best it can be, and but then a sense of dread kind of follows it because you think, how am I ever going to get a show this good again? Where everyone's laughing, big applauses, all the nice things, that happen when you've worked hard on a show. And you honestly just sat in front of at the beginning, just sat in front of a computer just with a couple of ideas. And then what I do is I go out with my mates and my family and
watch.
And just chat to them, and I tell them some stories, and I go and I see other people, I see other shows, and it's great because you can. That's when you're making them laugh, your family who know you inside out, then you've got something.
The toughest audience.
Absolutely.
What about the children? Do they laugh at? Do they laugh with you?
With me, at me, yeah. I've got teenagers now, because I've got two 15-year-old daughters and a 13-year-old daughter, so 3 teenage girls in the house. That. Yeah, it's pretty full on, as you know, Ryan. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're.
I'm done.
You're past it. I mean,
I am past it.
You're past that moment,
intellectually, emotionally, in a parental sense. But now you're right. Now we're cooking. But yes, mine are 25 and 19, so I'm at the other end, which is very. I know
mine are sort of pre-women. You know what I mean? They're 15. They've got the thoughts and opinions of fully fledged women. The skills to wrap men around their fingers like actual women. But yet you're still in charge of them. It's this weird hybrid relationship that you have with girls of that age.
And is there any little masculine knocks on the door?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to say, some of these lads knocking on with their tiny moustaches and broccoli hair. You see this broccoli hair that they've all got? It's like this weird haircut, and you're like,
I know. Broccoli hair will never leave me now.
Broccoli hair, that's all you'll see,
That's the look.
Tell her I'll snap her later. I'm like, I'll snap you later. Like, they're massive as well. Have you seen how big kids are?
They are. What are they eating?
It's huge.
They are huge.
6'3", and they're 13. Size 11 shoes. My son is 12, and he borrows my trainers.
Where did this come from?
What has happened?
Is it the water? Ask Robert Kennedy.
Maybe it's the water. It's the protein shakes.
It might
breakfast. It's the Instagram. I think it's all that sort of stuff.
Because they're broader.
Yeah, they are
wider. They're
everything. It's massive.
Super race of.
Yeah.
Do you get nervous when the fellas start knocking around, or
no,
do you just go,
honest,
that's life, come on?
Yeah, cool. I'm not one of them who's like, shotgun, get off my driveway, boy. It's none of that. No, to be honest, my girls, you've just got to trust that they'll pick right, and also they're going to pick wrong on occasion. You know what I mean? Like, that's just life, isn't it?
Can I ask you? I love some of your comic influences. I'd love to talk to you about them if you don't mind.
Anytime.
Because there's people like that I love, and I just want to know why you like them. Because while I'm older than you, there's not much between us generationally. We're probably watching a lot of the same stuff as kids. So when I say Tommy Cooper, for example, what did he bring to your life, and how old were you, do you think, when you got him?
So I think quite early, like 7 or 8. Quite early, when you realise, like a funny uncle, you know what I mean, like that sort of vibe, silly tricks, and just once you get that he's doing magic, but he's brilliant at it, but doing it terribly. Like, that's funny.
It's a skill for a really good pianist to pretend to play the piano
like Les
badly.
Dawson. Yeah,
right,
exactly. Yeah.
And he's another one.
Yeah.
But
so
going with Tommy Cooper.
Do you know what's fun? Well, again, I think with comedy, it's, and I hope now, after doing it for 25 years, not that I'll ever be that sort of legendary status, but like, there's a thing with comedy which is all that music shares as well, which is you love it, 'cause obviously it's funny and but there's something about somebody who makes the people you love laugh.
Yeah.
When you see your dad or your grandma or sort of like reduced to wiping tears from their eyes.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And that person on the TV, or whatever, is making that happen.
Yeah.
something connects in your heart, you know, with that person. So you'll always be faithful to them. You'll always be that. And similar thing with my daughters. You know, they love, Olivia Rodrigo or Justin Bieber or whoever it is. And you find Ariana Grande and stuff. You find yourself. I just trying to book tickets this week for Lana Del Rey for my daughter. She loves her, and. You know, again, you end up loving these people, whether you're into their music or not. It's sort of by the by. There's something about the joy that these people bring to the people that you adore.
Again, our similarities. My daughter, youngest, texted me yesterday, going, "She's coming to town." Yes, Lana Del Rey.
Yeah. I've had the text.
And the phenomenon of Lana Del Rey, and when you connect with. Where you're saying, I'm saying, I might send her articles because I'm dying to
totally.
impress her.
Like sending her stuff on Instagram and things like that.
Right.
But then it's when you get but then on the flip side of that, I've easily got a phone full of texts of singers I've never heard of playing stadiums. Yeah. So they're obviously massively famous.
Yeah, of course.
You go, can you get tickets for, Tina McRae? I don't know her name. Somebody Carpenter. I go, yeah, fine, no problem. I'll see what I can do.
Somebody Carpenter. Tell Barry Keoghan. Jason was asking for him. But to go back 2 steps to you watching your folks or your uncles or your grand watching Eric Morecambe, Tommy Cooper, Les Dawson, and you're into this nostalgia thing. Bob Geldof was sitting where you are yesterday, and we listened to the new Band-Aid single that's for 40 years later.
Yeah.
And as we were listening, everyone around the place was getting really nostalgic, and I think it's probably wrapped up in nostalgia. Your memories of these comedians and the joy they brought into that living room and the little TV in the corner, which is becoming less relevant in the modern age. But that was a time when we gathered around.
But we shared, we had shared experiences. We watched one screen, and when something was on, it was on, and when it was finished, it was gone.
Yeah.
And
until next week.
Yeah, until next week. Yeah. So definitely, there's definitely those moments, and also, we live in a different time where, Tommy Cooper probably got through his career with about half an hour of 40 minutes of stuff. You know what I mean? Les Dawson probably the same. So a lot of those comics that you remember, you remember the classic stuff because they only needed about 45 minutes, and that was their career because they only did little bits on TV and you remember them.
Yes.
Whereas obviously now we live in this culture where you're churning out stuff.
Tick tock.
Yeah, I mean, this is my 6th tour, so that's over 12 hours of material that I've had to do over 25 years. So it's just a different beast.
Thank God for the sleeper trains.
Yes.
Stay with us, Jason, will you, for a few minutes? Because we've got to take a little bit of music. Jason Manford, live at the top of the tower. We were just chatting away about. Your respect for older people and how everyone has a story to tell. It's just about how you get it from them.
Yeah, you just have to ask the right question, I think, and you have these moments. I was doing a bit of volunteer driving during lockdown and, you get people in the car and you get similar questions, about their lives and stuff. I remember one woman saying, "Oh, nothing ever interesting happened to me." She was like in her 90s. I said, "There must have. 90 years. You lived through a Second World War." She said, "No, nothing. I was I just worked in an office near the airport." And anyway, we were driving through, and we were going past her old office building. Would you believe? And as we went past, she said, "Oh, that's the building." And I said, something exciting must have happened at some point. She went, "No, same thing." She said, "Oh, I tell a lie. There was a plane crash one afternoon." I said, "What?" She said, "Plane crashed here. Everyone survived, but we in the office we all went out with cups of teas and blankets to help them out." I was like, and this is a woman who's gone, "Nothing interesting has ever happened to me." There's a humbleness to that generation.
There is.
I picked up this old couple once, bless them, 97 and 95, the pair of them.
Love it.
And one of the questions I always used to say, about how long you've been married and what was your wedding like, and getting into that, some lovely stories.
Yes.
And they get in the car and they sit there and. About maybe 4 minutes into the drive, the old fella goes, "Ask us how long we've been married." I said, "Go on then." I'm thinking, what, this is going to be a big one, 60, 70 years. I said, "Go on, how long have you been married?" He went, 2 years, son. 2 years. And they just got married 2 years earlier.
I love it. Yeah. So that was his flex.
That was his flex. Like, I've still got it.
He's at home with the protein shakes. He's 6'7".
Yeah, he's broccoli, yeah.
So it's broccoli. That's it exactly, and that we got to that. Sorry, so you were driving older people during COVID just as something to do, and it was a nice thing to do, a bit of volunteering.
It was lovely, I loved it.
Lovely gesture, and we have been talking in the break about Dave Allen, that great comedian, used to sit down, which is what you're doing now. You're sitting down.
Yeah, I've sat down a bit more now, a bit more relaxed, a bit of a a bit of a chat. I guess it's a funny thing with comedy. I sort of do talk about this a little bit on stage, which is every other aspect of performance, whether it's dance or music or acting and musical theatre, classical music, all your skills are on show. Everything you can do, all your training, everything you've learned is here on show. But as a stand-up, all your skills, all the things you've learned doing the job are all hidden under the bonnet. Everything. You don't want them to see you've got skills.
So it's the dance of the seven veils. Like,
exactly. So all that has got and so there is something about sort of sitting and bringing people into the story, into the show, because the best compliment anyone can give you as a comedian is, for me anyway, it was like listening to one of my mates down the pub, having a laugh with him.
That's what you want to hear.
That's what I want. Do you know what? For a couple of hours, I had a stressful day, and I just forgot about it because I was just having a chat with you. Yeah. And even though they've not chatted back, they feel like it's been this conversation for a couple of hours.
I love that. They feel like you could be.
That's my favourite.
That's really lovely. Your maternal grandmother Nora, was a Dublin lady.
That's right, yeah.
So I suspect you have storytelling, as Irish people are, in your genes.
Oh yeah, I mean the whole family are full of brilliant stories. When I was writing my book like 12 years ago, I remember that could have been 15 volumes. I mean, before I was even born, I could have written about them. They're fascinating, and they've all got a story to tell, and all just amazing moments. And again, there's something about there's things that like your nana lived through that she doesn't even mention, that if it happened to someone today would be all over their TikTok.
That's right.
I mean? There's a humbleness to that generation. We don't have.
It's slightly less performative.
Yes, quite.
I think that's probably part
Definitely.
of it. You're going to be in Ireland for tours. I mean, you've got 2025 dates on sale this Friday, November 29th. Tickets available at jasonmanford.com. Manford All Seasons, loving that, obviously. Love that. And as I say, you could be in Belfast, Derry, Armagh, Cork, Limerick, Wexford, Castlebar, Drogheda, or all over the place. Not emotionally, just geographically.
Well, but also emotionally, yeah. But I like to try and, because obviously a lot of people go, "Oh, I've done Ireland. I've done Dublin and Belfast. I've done Ireland.
You've done it properly.
You got to get
the
over
full
there.
Irish.
Yeah, you got to get over there. And also, I've got family in all those places. So
exactly.
There's a reason there. Yeah.
Take advantage. Jason, so lovely to see you again. Thanks for coming to see us. And good luck with the rest of the tour.
Thanks, Ryan.
Okay,
lovely.
thanks for your time.
Virgin Radio.